Ladies and gentlemen, it is time for the Marvel Rivals closed beta tier list. I didn't even make an alpha tier list. I made a pre-alpha tier list where I was guessing where people would be. I know I put like Groot in like F tier or D tier. So I was just like, based on the trailer, he doesn't look very great. Doesn't look like he's very mobile. And then in the alpha, he ended up being like S tier to most people. So I never actually made an alpha tier list, but I have played so many hours of the alpha and now the beta. We got 4 new characters since the alpha with Venom, Adam Warlock, Jeff, and Thor. And yeah, the meta has only slightly shifted. They've only done some balance changes to certain characters, but not a lot of changes to the people that really need them. So anyways, this is basically my first actual tier list of the game since playing it. Let's hop into the tier list. This is all subject to change. They might even last day of the beta make a balance patch and, you know, do something crazy. So let's start here with Hulk, the one everyone wants to know about. And do I think he's S tier? No, I think he's gonna be the worst on the list. I'm just gonna set that precedent right there. Hulk is the worst in the game by far. He feeds so much ult charge to the enemy team by just diving back there. He can't really kill support super easily. I wish he had an ability where he can, like, you know, jump back there and then start slamming the ground and doing a bunch of AoE damage to people. That would be awesome. Like a Hulk smash the ground. That would be so sick. But yeah, no, right now he's not great. If he gets turned into Bruce Banner while contesting the point, he doesn't count as even existing anymore, so he doesn't contest the point. It's basically like he's off the point. He just doesn't exist until he becomes Bruce Banner or Hulk. Either or. That's pretty bad as well, so really bad at contesting points. He has a lot of iframes when he like does his ultimate ability. But while he can't be damaged, the enemy he's slamming down can still be healed by allies, so they don't end up usually dying by his ult. Overall, he's just not great, and I'm almost certain they're gonna change him. Like all the alpha feedback and the beta feedback, almost everyone agrees that he is the worst in the game, so I'm guessing they're gonna change him in the future. They're probably working on some new abilities for him or something. We can only hope. I'm not even gonna go in this order. We're gonna rank Magneto, okay? I've been playing so much Magneto. He is insane in this game. I think there's going to be a few characters in S tier. I think everyone is viable, maybe except Hulk. I don't like having a Hulk on the team unless there's an Iron Man. Maybe that team up is good, but I mean, that team up is good, but yeah, that's kind of the only reason. If we have a Hulk, just swap to Iron Man and get the Iron Man bonus, might as well. Magneto though, man, he is so good with or without Wanda on the team, but with, yeah, Scarlet Witch, with her on the team, he's by far like the best tank in the game, in my opinion. He's got it all. He can levitate. He can take all the bullets that people are shooting at your team with his ultimate, and then he can like throw a giant meteor at people and instantly kill supports or strategists. He can instantly kill most people in the game except like big vanguards with that ult. The ult is sometimes really weird. Like if you're trying to protect your team from a Punisher ult, that his Magneto ult can only last like 1 second in that, because it can only build up enough damage to get to like 100%, and then it just disappears. You can't even throw the rock anymore. So that's a little annoying. I wish you could just hold it out for as long as the duration of the ult is, but you unfortunately can't. That's his only downside in my opinion. His ult can be completely destroyed just if the enemy team shoots enough bullets and he doesn't click to throw the rock quick enough. But other than that, he's really good. He can completely stop ults with his shield, something a lot of people think Venom's the best tank right now, but I don't see Venom stopping Scarlet Witch ults. I don't see Venom stopping any ults, really. Magneto can block his team, he can bubble people, make them invincible. He gets a giant sword with Scarlet Witch, and he's one of the best at protecting Scarlet Witch while she's ulting because he can bubble her. No one can do anything to stop her. She's just gonna annihilate everyone on the point. They have to run. His sword 2 shots every support in the game if Wanda's on the team, and it's on like a 20-second cooldown, I think, maybe 30 seconds, 25, I don't know. You get it pretty fast, and just basically every time supports are there or strategists, you whip out the sword and you just 2-tap them across the map. It's not like, the only way I can see them really nerfing it is either just make the damage a lot less or make it not shoot out beams, make it a actual melee attack sword. But even then, it's still so good. 2-tapping every strategist in the game, you just win points like that. Basically, first team to kill the enemy team's strategists wins the point. The faster you kill their healers, they can't do anything, they can't get heals, you just win the fights. And his sword is the best thing at doing it. And his ult. You just fly into the sky and then throw a rock at them. I'm pretty sure it even, if it's fully charged, it kills Luna out of her ult. Damage boosted, his sword can one-shot a lot of people. I've killed a Luna Snow while she's in her ult, while like a rocket damage boosted my sword attack. Or maybe even Mantis can damage boost it, Storm, just making it even better. But you can say that about every ability in the game. But still, his sword is incredible. Doesn't need the damage boost. Let's rank Punisher. I think Punisher, he didn't get a lot of changes from the alpha. I still think he's really good as well. One of the best damage characters in the game. His shotgun can, I mean, 2-tap, sometimes maybe even 1-tap if he's damage boosted Jeff or little Jeff, man. His reticle, his shotgun reticle is just perfectly Jeff sized. It's so sad. But yeah, no, he's so good with his shotgun. It has insane range to it. They gotta nerf that range and maybe nerf the damage of each pallet. I don't know. He's the ultimate counter to air units like Iron Man and Storm. He's even got a little bit of mobility with his smoke. You just jump up, smoke, and you go flying back a bit. He can track people through walls. He's one of the best at tracking Spider-Mans that just web off screen and disappear because he can still see them through walls. And of course his ultimate is one of the best in the game. You just hold down left click and kill everyone. I feel like a nerf needs to happen with his ult where the rockets are a right click ability, kind of like Penny, how she has 2 clicks with her ult. I feel like the rockets need to have their own click. They can't just auto aim onto people. I've been Iron Man or Storm. I forgot which one I was playing, but I was flying behind a Punisher and he was just shooting the entire team. I was about to kill him, but his rockets were just flying into the air and targeting me behind him. They just fly behind him and start targeting me in the air. He doesn't even know I'm there, but his ult kills me either way because it just auto aims onto people. So that ult is crazy and he earns it so fast. They gotta make him earn it the same as Magix. Magix is the slowest in the game, I'm pretty sure. I'm trying to think which other character has a really slow ult. I just think of Magix because I feel like you don't get it very often. But yeah, maybe they gotta make it so his ult earns just as fast as Magix. But yeah, everything he does is really good and he can have zip lines on the map. They could nerf him or they could change him in this way to make him more mobile for the team, where the team can use his zip lines, but he can only have 1 up on the map at a time. That would be kind of a cool change, so he doesn't have like 2 or 3 zip lines on the map, just 1, but his team can use it. That's the benefit. That would be something that's kind of cool that I've thought of. Some of the S tier characters might need little nerfs. I don't think anyone in a game should ever be S tier. I think they should all be A and B, maybe C. So people on the top might need nerfs. People in the D tier might need buffs. Everyone in between is pretty alright. I think Luna Snow is one of the best healers in the game. Also, at the end of the tier list, I might like rearrange their orders, but don't pay attention to Magneto really being above Punisher. Just if there's another tank or Vanguard up here, just know Magneto's above that Vanguard. But yeah, you can't really like move these in different ways. Either way, Luna Snow, if you're ever gonna have a solo healer, which you really shouldn't in this game, you should have Luna Snow. Her ult can make everyone on the team invincible, give them a bunch of damage. She can stay in the back line and heal at a distance, unlike someone like Mantis, which has to be pretty close up to actually target you and be able to put the flower on you, which I think they should change. I like Mantis a lot, and I like Adam Warlock, but the fact that you have to be so close to actually target people, it hurts air units. It makes it so that when you're coming back, you can't like be super far away. Someone like Jeff and Luna can stay as far back as they want and just heal people. Same with Rocket. Rockets goes infinitely and bounces around, so that's really good. But yeah, she has like the highest healing output in the entire game. It's kind of insane once you play her. I didn't really realize it until I recently played her a little bit more, but I'm just like, yeah, I'm healing someone through an entire Star-Lord ult. It's kind of insane. Then on top of that, she has a freeze, some good escapes. She can ice skate and jump really high after ice skating, which is nice. That's another slight escape option. But yeah, overall, I mean, her ult is just one of the best in the game. I literally am judging a lot of damage characters' ults or Vanguard ults based on if they can kill a Luna Snow while she's ulting. And there's not many that can. I think they need to nerf her ult to make it last a little less time. And maybe give her less ammo so she has to reload just a slight bit more. Because compared to other characters, a lot of them have to reload their heals a lot more often than Luna Snow does. And I think the reason for that is actually just because her damage and heals are tied to 1 magazine of ammo compared to a lot of other characters where Jeff has a separate mag, Rocket has a separate mag, But yeah, that might be the reason. Or let's rank Thor, one of the newest vanguards in the game, and I think he's also going to be in D tier. It's sad. I mean, I'll go C tier. He doesn't need that many changes compared to Hulk. I have popped off with Thor before. I've done some insane rounds with him where I just push the enemy all the way back to their spawn and bully them. Obviously being very reliant on having healers with me at the time. But man, something about Thor does not feel right. He doesn't feel like the god of thunder. Also, why are these two so like melee-ish? And they both tie to characters that are in the air. Like if you have a Thor on the team, might as well have a Storm. If you have a Hulk on the team, might as well have an Iron Man. I don't understand that. But anyways, that is a weird coincidence. But yeah, Thor doesn't feel great to play. I'm having a video talking about him and some of the things in the game that don't feel the best. His global ability cooldown is really annoying. He can't combo like most other characters where you can just use abilities when you want to. They all go on cooldown and it feels so bad. It's like inputting keys in a fighter game and you just can't because it just doesn't let you. You're inputting one button, trying to combo in another one, but it just won't let you do it. You gotta wait 1 second, and that 1 second feels like an eternity when you dive into the back line of an enemy team and you just stand there awkwardly while you wait to press a button. Doesn't feel good. And I'm gonna be honest, I've seen that some people are saying that he's even worse than Hulk because he doesn't really have a great escape like Hulk does. Hulk can charge up his jump. Thor, he can charge up Mjolnir and go a little distance. If you charge it too much as well, you just stop in place and you're like very slow. That's kind of weird. I don't know. I feel like there's a lot they can do with Thor to change him, and I think they will. But yeah, I just don't think he feels great. And if you have him on a team, you're kind of at a downside compared to a lot of these other characters. The only good thing about them that I really do like is that they can melee through Doctor Strange shields and Magneto shields. That's like one of the best things about them. But that is about it. Also, his ult is so inconsistent for me. The first game I played him in, I have the video up on the channel. I ult a Luna Snow while she's ulting, and I destroy her. Maybe her ult ended right there when I like landed back down. But I've seen it happen a few other times where a Thor ults and kills a Luna Snow in one shot. But I've done it a few extra times and it hasn't happened. She hasn't really taken a lot of damage. I've tested it in bot practice. It doesn't one-shot the bots. It's very inconsistent. I don't know what it is about it, but something is off with his ult for sure. Sometimes it does way more damage and sometimes it does way less. I guess it could be though that Luna Snow maybe swapped to damage the second my ult landed and that's what's one-shotting her. But yeah, maybe it isn't as inconsistent. That could have been a thing that happened. Namor, I think Namor feels amazing right now. I'm honestly, I think he's A tier, top of A tier. We can't have too many in S tier, but he feels really good. His crit damage, it feels like extra damage. A lot of other people, I guess when hit scan characters are getting crits, it's not as impressive, but when you get a crit as Namor, I think the game rewards you extra for that because it feels like it does like triple damage or something. He can take out tanks very easily with his crit damage. I think they gotta tone down his octopus whistling. That is so annoying. Every time you get targeted by an octopus or every time you're playing Namor and right click and target other people with the octopus, they whistle very loudly like a coach blowing into a whistle on a football field or something. It is very weird. That wasn't in the alpha, but that's something new they added. Definitely helps a little bit with hit feedback, like you know you're targeted by an octopus, but it's a little too loud and happens too often. I don't know. Maybe that's too much of a nitpick, but that has nothing to do with his actual character and how good he is. He is probably the best at taking out, if like the enemy team is a dive comp, like, you know, they got Venom, Spider-Man, Black Panther, Magic, characters like that. Also just air characters, Storm, Iron Man, he's really good at taking them out if you can aim well. But yeah, you just throw down octopi, he feels way better with a Luna Snow on the team. I still do wish he could put down 3 turrets. He can't. You can put down an ice one, a regular one, and when you put down another regular one, it deletes the first one. So that's a little sad. It would maybe be too OP if you could have 3 on the map though. But yeah, playing him with a Luna Snow feels incredible. Just the cycle of your turrets, always having them, being able to put them on walls and stuff. So out of the way for a lot of the melee characters. They just get targeted and destroyed so quickly. Air characters, they don't even know where they're being attacked from half the time. I think he feels incredible. One of my favorite to play, honestly. And you get his ult so quickly. And it, honestly, no pun intended, it really does change the tide of battle. At just how fast you get it. Every time you get his ult, you should just be using it. Might as well take out one person with it. You'll get it back in the next minute. I think Storm is the best flying character in the game. I'm going to put her in the top of A tier alongside Namor. She's very good at taking out squishy characters. Just damage boost, you click E, lightning starts striking everywhere. Black Panthers, Magics, Spider-Mans, everyone runs away. They're all getting zapped by lightning. Paired with a Thor, her new ability feels incredible. The chain lightning does so much damage. I've just sat at the top of a doorway. Right when the round starts, you just damage boost yourself, lightning strike in there, chain lightning, and I've gotten like 40% of my ult within the first 10 seconds of the match. A very, very strong ability paired with Thor. But it is kind of sad that you only get that with Thor. It's kind of like Magneto's sword. Like he jumps up from A tier to S tier with that sword. The Thor Storm combo, she definitely jumps up a little bit as well. The only thing she's really missing compared to Iron Man is an escape option. I kind of wish she could, like, her right click could lightning strike an area, and then you can right click again within like 1 second or 2 seconds to teleport to that area. Just like fade away and appear in that area. I feel like that'd be super cool. You could also like right click a target with your hit scan lightning bolt and then teleport to them, like right above them, and then you have the storm. You're the center of the storm now. Or, you know, move the storm away from you onto a target. So you see the big crowd of people, you right click to put the storm over there, and now that target has the AoE around them, and then you can start bringing lightning down. I don't know, maybe that'd be way too OP, but there's a lot they could do with her. I think she feels pretty good how she is, though. I just wish she did have an escape option like Iron Man where he can fly away. I feel like they're eventually going to give her something that does that. Of course, she has her speed boost, but it most of the time doesn't feel like enough. And you don't want to waste your E on your speed boost. A lot of the time, the damage boost is just so much better once the enemies surround you. She's way better at dealing with Spider-Man than Iron Man is. Iron Man gets destroyed by Spider-Man. He just goes in there, webs you, uppercuts you, you start falling down to the ground. She at least has her lightning storms around her to stop him, so he gets struck a ton. But yeah, she feels really good if you play her right. Her biggest counter is definitely Punisher and Hela. I'd actually put her at the bottom of A tier. I think the nerf was enough to knock her down there. I prefer playing Namor more than her. Even if I'm dealing with air targets and stuff, I'd rather have a Namor. So I would, in my honest opinion, I'd put Namor above her. That's not just because of the fun of playing Namor, but I think his octopus turrets help out just that much. Gives you that much more of an edge than Hela ever would. She has to reload a lot. She's got like 6 or 8 ammo or something. A good Hela can be really good, but man, Namor has an invulnerability shield. He can move around in it now. He's gotten buffs. She's gotten nerfs. I think he feels way better than her, in my opinion. So yeah, that's where I'm putting him. Like I said, I would put him in S tier, but I don't think I want that many characters in S tier that might not fully deserve it. That could get changed slightly, like slightly tweaked in the future. They both got levitates as well, so that's cool. I will say having a Hela on the team with a Thor or Loki does feel amazing, because if she gets a kill, they do get revived, and that feels so good. But if you don't, if you got someone like a Luna, which is an S tier healer in my opinion, I feel like Namor's the better option. Groot, I think he was S tier in the alpha, but has sadly fallen off a little bit. I don't think he's S tier anymore. I do think his damage output is incredible with his walls, especially if he ults the enemy team and then surrounds them with walls. I think those walls just kill everyone. They really do. They just kill everyone. It is very hard to survive a Groot ultimate. One of the best ways to do it though is with a Luna ultimate or Magneto bubbles and his shield. So again, another reason why they're up there. They block so many ultimates. But yeah, I think he's a probably A tier, maybe B tier tank. Let's see. I'd say B tier. I'd say he's a solid B, which is in my opinion a perfect place for a character. Doesn't need many changes. He's pretty well balanced. He can get up on high ground with his walls. His cooldowns are very short, so he can spam walls pretty quickly. He's got nice range to deal with air with his long root attacks. Still do wish he didn't have to reload, but in between the reloads, you could always melee with him because he's got that passive, which isn't explained in his options, but he does knock people up into the air with his melee attack. Yeah, I think he's got a lot going for him and doesn't really need many changes. Rocket, I'm gonna put Rocket I want to put him in S tier, honestly, but I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. He's going to go right over here. Having that revive on your team is so beneficial. It's saved the team so many times. A lot of people aren't playing him right. I see them throwing the beacon just down in combat. If I see an enemy rocket beacon, I target that. Them getting an extra revive, especially on like someone like a Venom or something, that's going to be so tanky and hard to take down. Or just, you know, it revives their Luna Snow or something. You gotta take out that beacon if you see it. Sometimes it's really good to scout with a Doctor Strange portal at the beginning of the match. Just go open up a portal, take out that beacon. It's on a 30-second cooldown. Go attack the enemy team. Yeah, that thing saves the point so many times. Also deploys armor, 25 armor for every character on the team, and rocket boosts to go into the sky, which aren't that useful, but they can help sometimes. So just on top of that revive, it's got that. Healing output is one of the best in the game. It's not like quick heals, like super fast, like Adam Warlock. You just spam them and they bounce around everywhere. They're good at healing the air. They're good at healing the ground. They get behind the enemy backlines for your Spider-Mans or Black Panthers or whatever. The healing balls just bounce everywhere. And every time you shoot one out, it heals you a little bit as well because it's targeting you and getting slowed down. He's one of the only strategists in the game that Spider-Man can't always guarantee a combo on when he flies in because he's got an escape option. He can just look straight up, fly up. He can fly to the side, fly up to the side, do whatever he wants. He is the most mobile strategist in the game. And that also is a really good reason why he's an A tier. He gets his ult the fastest out of any character in the game, in my opinion. You always hear this go off first before any other ult in the game. Like almost every single time. And you hear it throughout the entire match, just always popping off. Damage boosting the entire team. He also pairs with some of the S tier characters like Punisher, giving him infinite ammo and faster firing rate. But yeah, just being able to stay alive for a super long amount of time and keep your team alive is super beneficial, which is why I think he's one of the best strategists in the game. Just so much mobility, climbing walls, jumping, jetpacking in the air, levitating in the air with his jetpack as well. Just so much you could do with him. I'm moving him to S tier. He was going to be one behind her anyways, over here somewhere, but he's going to be S tier. Loki, he's been nerfed since the alpha. I still think they should buff his backstab passive. It doesn't really do anything. No one ever uses it, but I want people to use it. I want it to be good. It should deal 150 damage to the back if he can sneak up behind people. But the more time he's spending sneaking up behind people, trying to backstab them, would mean less heals for your team. So maybe they should just do nothing with that. But that would be cool to buff it. Anyways, his healing, everything, it depends a lot more on his decoys now, his clones. He's still really good. I think his shift ability that just makes everyone immune to all damage, and every time they take damage, they actually heal from the damage. That ability is still one of my favorite in the entire game. It saves lives. His ult's super fun. You can just turn into anyone and wipe out the enemy team if you turn into a storm or something like that. Or just turn into another rocket, start healing people, giving a big damage boost. He has a lot of versatility with his ult. But overall, he's honestly one of the worst healers in the game. And the main reason for that, I mean, if you have healing characters diving into the backline, whatever, it's really hard to heal them. Mostly flying characters. Iron Man, Storm, it's so difficult to heal them. You just don't even want to have those characters on your team if you have a Loki. Luckily, most of the time you have a Loki, you probably have a Hela on the team for the revives. But yeah, there's been so many times where I've played Storm or Iron Man and a Loki just doesn't help heal them. He never will look up in the sky and even attempt to shoot them. It's so difficult sometimes, unless they're up against a wall and you get the splash damage to heal them. But yeah, that's something that really holds him back, and it's something I put in a video a while back during the alpha, saying they should buff the hitbox size of his projectiles when healing teammates. Just teammates. He doesn't need to do more damage or more healing or anything, just allow it to hit the people in the air. It's very difficult to do, which no other healer in the game has to really deal with. Adam Warlock and Mantis, of course, have to get closer. If they're flying too high up, too far away, you can't target them and press E or to give the heals to them as these characters. But yeah, Loki definitely is the worst at healing the air units. So just having him hold you back so much in a composition like that really sucks. So I do hope they change him a little bit in the future, because I want all the characters to be viable with different team comps. But once you have a Loki, it's like, okay, no air units are allowed. Iron Man, I'm going to put at the top of A tier. I think he has gotten a ton of buffs. He feels much better than he did in the alpha. If anyone played him from the alpha till now, he feels pretty different. I've been popping off with him, but there's some big counters to him again. Namor, Hela, and Punisher, even Luna, Adam, a lot of Star-Lord, man, Wanda, oh my gosh. So many people that just mess with the air units. It's weird because he has an escape option compared to Storm, but I still feel like Storm deals with some of those characters even better because she can just blast away at them in the back line quicker than he can sometimes. Or you could just stay low, and if they do push you, you at least have the Storm that can just target a ton of people and destroy the squishies. Him and Storm both get their ults very quickly though, which I like. You can just constantly spam those and they basically team wipe almost every single time. I don't like the nerf that Storm has gotten, or Mantis got an ult buff, and now Mantis's ult completely blocks Storm's. Storm's tornado can do nothing inside of a Mantis or ult. So that kind of sucks. Iron Man does have the better ult sometimes, but it's very easily blockable by Doctor Strange or Magneto. Even Penny Parker with her right click can block it. Star-Lord can dash, Magic can dash and get iframes. Stuff like that's pretty crazy for blocking Iron Man ults. And you have to stand still during it. You don't get shield like Storm does, so it's kind of a worse ult in almost every single way, when Storm's only counters are Luna and Mantis. But yeah, I still think it feels really good. Again, B tier is not bad. They're really good. I play as these characters very often and do well as them. None of this is an automatic loss. Only D tier, honestly. D tier is not an automatic loss, but it's like you're downgrading your team heavily. And he just does not feel like Hulk as best as every other character feels like themselves. Venom, everyone's saying he's the best tank in the game, the best Vanguard. And I have to agree, he is extremely tanky. He's hard to take down a lot of time, but he doesn't have that damage output that Magneto has. He doesn't have the damage output that Doctor Strange has, which they can just completely bully you, put shields up to block Scarlet Witch ults, Iron Man ults, Storm ults, every ult in the game. Doctor Strange and Magneto can block, while Venom just stands there and can't do anything to protect his team. He can tank the ult if they target them specifically, but if they're not targeting the Venom and wasting their ult on him, then, you know, he can't do anything to protect his team. I do think Doctor Strange and Magneto are still better in that way, but man, yeah, Venom is tanky. He can contest a point like no other, and I'm gonna put him in S tier, but I'm also gonna put Doctor Strange above him, so just spoiler alert. Because so often when you're playing any character in the game, while the point is contested, at the end, someone has to swap to Doctor Strange. Maybe I'm the only one that does it. I haven't really seen other people do it, but I always swap to Strange at the very end of the game while the point is contested, and become, if I'm afraid of losing or whatever, and I just put a portal at spawn and get on the point as quick as possible. Doctor Strange is so good at doing that. Maybe they gotta nerf it. Maybe if you hot swap to him at the end, you can't just portal right away. You gotta wait. It's like on a cooldown, 20-30 seconds. I don't know. That's something so good that Doctor Strange can do that the Venom can kind of do. Sometimes people swap to Venom at the end just so you can swing in and contest the point for a long period of time, but I think Doctor Strange still does it a little bit better for getting the whole team on point. Venom's damage just isn't there compared to other tanks, which is the main reason why I don't think he's completely super S tier. And again, not being able to block ults. But yeah, as an actual tank, he's the tankiest of all tanks. Just, it's not that scary when he's back there, not really doing damage, unable to really take out strategists. I feel pretty good if a Venom dives on me, especially as like Rocket. I can constantly keep healing myself. He just doesn't do enough damage. If he attacks your head and gets a lot of crits, maybe, and adds some melee attacks in there. But yeah, I survive against Venoms pretty often. I don't feel threatened by them. I just feel like, oh my gosh, he's just contesting the point. It's so annoying because he's so tanky and everyone has to focus him. But that's about it. He doesn't really like mess with you too much. If he had some form of like CC to be really annoying, like if his tendrils that lock onto you stunned you if they detach, if he like swings away and they detach and stun you for a second, that would be kind of annoying because he can tendril lash onto you, swing out, they detach, you stunned, and then he dives back onto you. That would be kind of cool. Just an idea. I don't think he needs buffs or anything like that, but yeah, I think he would be a lot more annoying if he actually had some CC besides his little knock up. I'm not that threatened by him. I'm more scared of a Doctor Strange, to be completely honest, because you just see him glowing and you know he's about to unleash a ton of damage onto you. So I'm putting Doctor Strange right here. He's got the better ult for team wipes as well. Venom's does, I think 50% of your health is damage, but Doctor Strange can do 100% of your health because he just stuns the entire team. The only way you're really stopping a Doctor Strange ult is with a Magneto shield or another Doctor Strange. Venom, what's he gonna do to your team? He's not gonna do anything. You're not gonna be able to stop ults with Venom. And the difference in a match could be one single ult. It could be a team wipe. So again, that is why Venom's here. That's why Doctor Strange is here. Doctor Strange's damage is pretty insane. He just keeps on like bursting you. If he gets enough headshots, it deletes you. He can interject some melees in there anytime he wants to block anything. He just holds up his shield. I feel like it's so good. And then again, just even if you don't have a Doctor Strange on the team, you gotta be worried about a Doctor Strange. It's one of those things in games where even if there's not one in play, you gotta be worried about it because they might portal on the point last second. Someone might swap to him. So it's something you always got to be looking out for. All right, let's talk about Star-Lord. I think he belongs like right here. He's another hit scan character that is very annoying for taking out air units. Great at getting in the back line to take out the strategists. He can fly around wherever he wants, gets iframes while dodging and reloads his weapons. Can spray down people very quickly. His ultimate, you always got to run away or protect yourself with some kind of barrier like Doctor Strange or Magneto, or just try to out heal it if you can. But yeah, that's a scary ult to go against. When you hear it, you know you got to look into the sky and try to take him out. Yeah, I mean, Star-Lord's just your typical burst down character. He gets in, does a ton of burst damage, gets out, gets healed or goes to a health pack because he has that mobility. Rinse and repeat, does it all again. With Adam on the team, he gets a free revive every 120 seconds. I'm excited to see what he gets when he teams up with some other characters in the future. By the way, yeah, each character in their options has 3 team up ability like buttons. They have Z, X, and C. There's gonna be a lot of abilities on characters in the future once a lot of team ups come out. That's a little scary. But anyways, back to Star-Lord. Yeah, I think his damage potential is just really, really high. Him being hit scan and his guns being as accurate as they are with how fast they fire, I think needs a little bit of a change. It's pretty annoying. Like, he should definitely be the up close burst down the tank or burst down the anyone, you know, in his path type character, but I don't think he should be the ones like Punisher or Hela to be able to target the air so easily or just super far away people. I find him sniping me across the map way too often. His guns just don't have enough spread. It's very weird. But yeah, he doesn't like need a change, but if they are going to change him in any way, I think that would make sense with his character. The way he should be playing is going in deep, getting a bunch of damage on people and leaving. Or, you know, killing someone and leaving. Being able to be the best character at like bursting a tank down. You got these people that are meant to dive back there and kill squishies. He should be the tank killer, but instead he can target anyone in the air, anyone wherever he wants, and snipe them. It's kind of stupid, but most people's playstyle with him is to get into the enemy line and play him how I think the devs want him to be played. But yeah, very annoying character to go up against. He gets his ult pretty often, and he just always kills you with it. It's kind of sad. And he screams legendary while he does it, as if it's not aiming for him. Oh, he's so annoying. Spider-Man's moved up a lot. Him being a 5-star difficulty hero was true. People had to get pretty good as him to make him viable, but also I don't feel like he's that hard to learn. You just learn like one little combo and then you can dive into the enemy backline and one-shot the strategist pretty easily, except for Rocket because he has an escape. Luna can sometimes freeze you, Mantis can sometimes sleep you, but most of the time that doesn't happen. Rocket's just the best one at escaping for sure. I think he is alongside Star-Lord here. Probably better than Star-Lord. Again, Namor completely counters a lot of this action if they dive into the backline. You can't deal any damage to the octopus turrets as Spider-Man. You can waste all your webs on them. It takes like 5 or 6 webs to actually take one out. They're just going to be constantly damaging you, and you probably should just swap off at that point. And then if they have like a penny and mines on the ground, don't even bother running on the ground. Just stay in the air as much as possible. Those will one-shot you. So yeah, if you're ever wondering how to counter the dive comp, definitely Namor and Penny Parker. Spider-Man is one of the most annoying characters to deal with in the game if you're going against a good one. Probably, yeah, the most annoying character. He's very fast, very hard to hit. The server tick rate does not help. Everyone's always like lagging just a little bit. Like, they're not literally lagging in the match or rubber banding at all, but the tick rate, you can just tell their hitbox and their model is not in the right spot. You just see them like flickering just a little bit. They're not lined up perfectly with how the game should run. And Spider-Man benefits the most from that. You just can't track him very easily. Yeah, but man, he's just so good at just swinging around. He goes like Mach speed around the map, and then he just dashes onto you, uppercuts you. It completely turns off all your cooldowns on everything. Well, it just like stuns you. You can't really do much. It can even end your ults. It ends magic dashes, Black Panther dashes if he uppercuts you and you're caught in it. With his team up with Venom now, he can do even more damage and guarantee a one-shot on people that even have like 300 health. I think Sponge have 250 or 300. But yeah, he can one-shot them. It's a web and then a zip to them. Another web, uppercut, and then you press C to do the Venom ability, and then it just like annihilates people. And yeah, that free kill on Strategist turns the tide of battle. Again, first team to kill the Strategist on the enemy team usually wins the team fight, because the other team just can't get enough healing after that, which is why something like a rocket revive is so good. Anyways, yeah, very annoying, obnoxious. I don't know if they're going to change him or what they're going to do with him, but that one-shot combo is so annoying. One of the main reasons why I don't like playing strategists in this game as much, because they really are targeted so easily by some of these people. Mantis, another S tier healer strategist in the game. I feel like she is better than Rocket a lot of the time. I'd rather have a Mantis on my team. Well, I really like the Rocket revive so much, but the damage boost on her and her being able to put a heal on a Spider-Man or someone that's gonna dive into the backline, she puts a heal on them, puts a damage boost on them, and then they can dive back there. They have it for a little while, and then they can get out. That's very nice. The damage boost especially, it can change characters. Hulk with a damage boost actually feels like how he should just regularly feel. He actually feels pretty nice to play. You get a damage boost on you, you dive back there, you can actually kill some strategists. But without it, he's not that great. Yeah, that damage boost feels great. So if you have a Mantis that can really cycle between her heals a lot, and keep up and still get them back a ton, she feels pretty good to have on the team. I still think her projectile, her like normal attack is so hard to get crits with, which is the thing that gives you your flowers back. I feel like the projectile is just a little too slow, which is asking for a Mantis nerf or buff when she really shouldn't have one. They can nerf her in other ways, but maybe buff her primary attack to make it easier. But I think as you get better with her, it gets easier to land the hits. But yeah, super fun to play. Her ult is way better now. It's almost on par with Luna Snow's ult, and she can feel pretty invincible while in it. All right, Scarlet Witch, the one that makes Magneto great. She's good. She is really good. I think I'd put her maybe above a Star-Lord. Star-Lord is nice. Scarlet Witch's stun stops so many ults. Her ult is great if you can protect her in it. Completely wipes out everyone, but can be blocked by shields and stuff. I don't know, it's really hard to like compare her to a lot of these characters. She plays pretty different than most in the game, because she just like teleports around, is completely immune to everything, and then just like locks onto you, kills air units very easily. If she dives in the backline, her right clicks do destroy strategists almost instantly, and then she can easily escape. I think I put her right here, right above Storm. I think Storm does offer a lot more to the team than Scarlet Witch. Yeah, I know, I'll swap them. She can damage with the team, get them back on point quicker with her speed boosts. Damage boosting the entire team is a very good benefit of Storm. But yeah, Wanda is not bad at all. I think she has the better survivability than most characters in the game with her double dashes that make her immune to everything. I'm pretty sure she can't be targeted by teammates when she's in her dash phase, you know, when she phases out of reality and is just like floating around. So I think that should be changed. You should be able to bubble her during that, so once she comes out, she's bubbled, or, you know, heal her and stuff like that. I think does she get healed during it? I think she might, but I definitely know you can't target her with this. You probably can't target her with Mantis or give her a snowflake while she's in her phase mode. But yeah, overall, her damage is crazy. Her stun is the best in the game. If you get someone in the center of that stun, man, they are just dead. They get stun locked for like a whole 3 seconds while taking damage. Unlike like a sleep where they get stunned for a long time, but if they take damage, they're out of it. This just completely stops them, and it's a pretty big AoE if you put it on point, or during in the hallway, or on the Tokyo map right under the thing where everyone pushes through. That stun is crazy. Anyways, on to Penny. She's gotten some buffs as well. Her primary fire is way better than it was in the alpha, but overall, overall, she's still not great. It's kind of sad. I wish her ult was different. Her ult doesn't feel the best. She gains a little bit of shield. She starts deploying bots everywhere or mines everywhere. Hits people. I don't think they get knocked back far enough or something. I don't know. They can completely change her ult if they want. Would be a waste of a few epic voice lines like it's spider time and stuff like that. But there's better things I think a tank can do than that ult. She is the only Vanguard in the game that can heal herself though. Standing on her webs, she gets heals and she gets a speed boost, but the heals don't feel like enough. It's like good if your healers are gone or whatever, but yeah, they don't really feel that incredible. I think her right click is what really makes her shine. She has a stun, one of the best stuns in the game, on a 2 or 3 second cooldown, so you can just constantly spam that. Great for taking out Spider-Mans, Star-Lords, Magics, Black Panthers, anyone that's diving you. That is the best thing ever. The amount of times I've had to swap off of a Magic or Black Panther because the enemy team has a penny. She is so good at locking down points, putting mines down that one-shot you. If she has a stack of 4 to 3 mines and a Black Panther or Magic or anyone walks over it, they just instantly die. If you try to dive back there and she right clicks you, which she has on a 3 second cooldown, it stuns you in place. You can't get out. You're probably just gonna die. One of the best at stopping dive comps, I will say. But if you're not stopping a dive comp, like if this was an anti-dive comp tier list, she'd be S tier, but it's not. This is just a typical game. Even though dive meta is really big right now, overall against most matchups, she's not gonna be the best. I will say it is cool that her right click also stops Iron Man ults. I think that's pretty cool. If he's about to fire it, you just web it. It's a pretty big object that just flies at his ult and stops it. So that's cool. And I believe you can also completely counter Scarlet Witch's ult with her, which is cool. Maybe I'll play as her a lot more and just see if she can like top Groot, you know? I think in most cases, Groot's damage is just so good. Maybe they gotta give her a health buff. I don't really know. It's strange because a lot of the time I can pop off with her. She's like so good, but out of like, if I'm just comparing her to these other Vanguards, she just doesn't really compete with them. Nice to know that there's 2 below her though. The main thing for her, I just want a better ult. I think a lot of her kit is really cool. Just want a better ult. Black Panther, I think a lot of people are putting him in F tier, D tier alongside Hulk. I don't agree with that. I've been playing him very well. Maybe he could use some changes. I definitely want a change where he gets a double wall climb. Like he can wall climb, jump off the wall, and then latch back onto a wall and wall climb again. At least one more time, maybe infinitely. Because Spider-Man could do that, Venom could do that. They can run up a wall, jump off, run up a wall. He has to touch the floor before he's able to do it again. So that's kind of sad. Really wish he had that. I think it would help his mobility and survivability a lot, because if he doesn't have his dash, if it does run out in combat, because you just have to hit someone or try to escape, you're just dead. You are just dead if you don't have his dash. Maybe the more people that have vibranium marks, the less his cooldowns are, so he can get his dash back even quicker. I don't know. He feels pretty good right now if you can play him correctly, but everything has to line up, which you completely control it. So it's up to you if you fail as him, you know. I think he feels great. I'm gonna put him on the top of B tier though. I do think Iron Man can counter him a lot of the time. He just kind of lasers you. Not much you can do against an Iron Man. You can sometimes spear them, like get the AoE damage if they're close to a wall, dash up there, then tornado kick them and then dash again, but it's so hard to do most of the time. Magic is even better, I think, at taking out Iron Man and Storm. Yeah, heavily countered by Penny, Storm, Iron Man, and Namor, I feel like. But other than that, he's very good. You just dive back there, you like 3 dash strategists very easily. You just mark, dash, tornado, dash, and they're dead, and then you have a dash to escape. So once you get that combo down, he feels so good. Yeah, every character feels so good in this game. I feel bad ranking them. I don't even like doing this tier list because they all feel so good. I just know I should have just made a video on like the worst and the best, being Hulk. Hulk is the only one I really want to change for. Magic's weird because sometimes she feels like a way better Black Panther, and then sometimes Black Panther feels way better and he can get kills quicker than her. So it really depends on who you're up against, who you're counter picking. But I think I'll put her right up here. I think I'll put her above Wanda. And most of the time she does feel better. And her ult feels way more impactful than Black Panther's, which he just uses to get combos faster and get his dash back off cooldown quicker. Her ult, though, it does take the longest in the game to charge, at least in my opinion. Maybe Adam Warlock's is longer. But there's been games where I've gotten 8 kills as her. I look at the scoreboard, I'm like, I have 8 kills. Did I already use her ult or what? It's at like a 70 or 80%. And no, I actually haven't. 8 kills and still no ult compared to the Iron Man, which can blast the enemy spawning door and then within a minute get his ult. Yeah, Magic takes a long time to get hers. You don't hear Behold Dark Child that often. But yeah, great survivability. She has iframes unlike Black Panther, which doesn't. So she can dodge a Scarlet Witch ult, Iron Man ult, stuff like that if you time it correctly. She is not just good at taking out strategists like Black Panther, but she can actually 1v1 a lot of tanks in the game because she can like knock them in the air, hit them, dash, spawn a demon which scratches them, dash again, spawn a demon. Like she has kind of more crazy combo potential than Black Panther. His burst damage is so much quicker. He can get back there and start dashing everywhere and killing people. She has a bit more survivability, of course, because the damage she does in the passive where she generates armor based on the damage she does helps her out in that way. She can even sometimes substitute a tank if you have enough heals on the team. And you can have 4 damage characters and 2 healers. Speaking of 2 healers, we got Adam and Jeff left, so let's rank them. I'm a bit torn on them. I really do like Adam's ult and everything, even though it revives you with a 3rd health. It's such a big game changer that it lasts 10 seconds. You can activate it before going into a team fight, knowing that you might die. Maybe you're the last healer alive, the enemy are pushing you, but you activate it, it lasts 10 seconds, and anyone that dies during that time is gonna get revived, and you can just burst heal them. His healing, I think it's like, I don't really know how much healing he does. I've like looked at it and it was like 140. But it might be a percentage of the character you're against or that you're healing. Because like for a tank, it feels like way more than 130, of course. He might heal like 30 to more % of your health with each burst. Him being able to link up all allies and make them all share damage together can block some ultimates. It's pretty big. It heals them all over time as well. I do think it feels bad on him a lot of the time wherein your heal is on cooldown. A lot of other characters, you don't really have a cooldown on your heal. Maybe Mantis if you spam it too much and damage boost too much. But yeah, it has a 5-second cooldown, so sometimes but it stacks twice. So sometimes you heal someone and you know you gotta heal this other person that was kind of out of line. They weren't with the team, so it didn't link the heal to them. But you're just staring at them, they're begging for heals, and you feel it's just so awkward, man. They're begging for heals and you're just staring at them, not healing them, because you gotta wait 5 seconds. And 5 seconds is a long time in a team fight, or any kind of fight, while they just stand there. Like you just healed your team and then Spider-Man swings in and just standing in front of you, hopping, spamming, I need healing, and you're just standing there for 5 seconds. Like, man, I can't heal you. It feels bad. That feels really bad. But his damage, he is like a mini Hela in my opinion. His left click at least, his right click is projectile and can't crit, but his left click can crit and does a lot of damage. Really, really nice. Feels like a mini Hela. He has no escape option though. Even Jeff has a little escape option where he can go into the floor and go on walls. No escape option is a little sad. I wish he at least had like a levitate ability like some of the other characters. So he's pretty easy to dive. I think Jeff is pretty easy to dive as well and just murder. But yeah, I will say I'd rather have an Adam Warlock on the team than a Loki, so I'm gonna put him, I think, right here at the top of B tier. I don't think he's lacking that much. I think his heal just should be on a even 1 second less cooldown. Make the awkwardness of standing there, not having a heal available, 1 second less of an awkward standoff with your teammates while they're begging for heals. I really hate that. That happens sometimes on Mantis, but most of the time you're all good. You can even just get it back faster by getting a crit on someone. That's kind of the only thing I dislike about him. I think his ult makes sense to heal with a 1/3 of health because it lasts 10 seconds. It's gonna heal it's gonna revive the entire team. You'll be able to link them up and auto heal them after a big burst of heals. He has the highest burst of heal rate in the game. I mean, maybe Luna's left shift ability, or clap. Maybe that heals more of a burst, but I don't think so. Him and Luna, I feel like, have the best damage as strategists. Now Jefferson time. Where does Jefferson land on the list? I think Jeff's heal beam is so good. It's so satisfying to use as well. The constant sound effects of just healing allies. Being able to heal through your entire team. No cooldown, you just have to reload it sometimes, and then the bubbles that like double or triple the amount of healing that people get on your team. As long as they're picking up bubbles, feels really good. The only way he can heal himself though is if he picks up bubbles, so you kind of have to stand in your own bubbles to be really good. His ultimate is one of the best in the game for overtime. Just gets everyone off the point. You could spit your teammates back out onto it, but you get all the enemies off in an instant. Dive off the map, spit them out somewhere right above Adam Warlock. I personally like playing Adam more, and I think Jeff dies way too easily right now. I don't know, his passive where it makes crits less on him. I don't think he has any crits actually, but he still dies way too fast. Maybe it's his inability to heal himself super well compared to a lot of the other characters, which Adam also a little bit suffers from. He has to spam his E to be able to heal himself. I don't really know. I don't know if Adam or Jeff is better. I do like Adam paired with Mantis and Star-Lord more. So maybe I'd say that he's better. Maybe I'll just put them both in A tier. I think they're both really good. Yeah, I think actually I'm going to put him here. He's got the revives. His passive with team up is way better than the Luna one, even though he does a bunch of AoE damage, which is cool. I do think Adam is a little better, and I'd rather play him and rather have him on my team than a Jeff. It's just awkward when he has his heal down. That's my only downside with Adam. And maybe the mobility, but you know, like even Loki can teleport out of spawn and come. Adam just is running. He's just running. Jeff can go on the ground. Mantis is super fast. Lunas glides. Oh my gosh, this is the debate of the century, man. Debating with myself. Okay, Jeff's above him. Jeff's above him. But if Adam does get that cooldown change, man, that'd be incredible. As far as if you want someone that heals better, I think you go with Jeff. If you want someone that does more damage and is kind of like a mini Hela, you go with Adam. And if you want slightly worse heals but revives and you got a Star-Lord and a Mantis on your team, you go with Adam, because you just get two passive characters coming back. That is it. That is the tier list for Marvel Rivals, the closed beta. Do you agree with it? Probably not. Most people don't agree with tier lists ever. But let me know, what would you change? I bet a lot of people are wondering why Rocket's up here. Well, I explained it earlier in the video. And to you that just skipped to the end of the video, what are you doing? Go back. Listen to all my amazing comments on these characters. Like, why is Namor up here? You're wondering, probably. I already explained it. Go back. I do think I could change this around to, like, you know, only have like 3 or 4 people in S tier and bring them slightly down and have more people in C tier, which isn't a bad tier. So maybe let's shift it down a little bit just to make it look nicer, but they're still going to be organized in the same like rows. I'm not going to move Adam like down here, you know. So let's do that. Let's balance it out a bit. Boom, look at that. Hulk is still alone down there. I'm sorry, I could definitely move Thor down there just because he feels so bad right now. But he is good. I just know he's good because I've played really well as him. This is the final tier list. There it is. Yeah, that's it. Let me know if you agree. If you don't, well, I don't care. Join me in the next Marvel Rivals video coming very, very soon. I will see you guys in the next one. Leave a like, subscribe, and I'm out of here.